A pretty boy landed a job cleaning hotel bathrooms. He didn't mind it, he loved it. Easy work, nice environment, and pay hits on the dot. Best part, he could bag mini desserts from the buffet and take them home for his adorable little brother. Compared to his old dirty, exhausting, low-pay gigs, this was heaven. One cheerful day on his usual sweep, he spotted a fancy wallet on the sink. I'm doing this just to find the owner, okay? I swear nothing else. He braced himself, opened it, and froze. Whoa, thick stack of cash. Next second, he was torn. Maybe just keep it. No. Return it. With his honest hands, he opened the wallet wider. Inside was a lovely family home. And a shot of the black-haired East Asian beauty, probably the dad's girlfriend. Had photos like that. Too bad mom's only photo and dad's watch got stolen last year. At least my little brother is safe, thank God. A chill ran down his back. The kid's eyes in that photo looked scary. He hurried the photos back. No one would notice if a tiny bit went missing, right? See, you can't even think about doing wrong. Before he moved, a blonde man stepped up. The boy backed up, guilty. It's not what you think. Please hear me out. But the man looked dark and wouldn't listen. He lunged and grabbed the boy's wrist. He was just cleaning bathrooms when some unhinged rich kid locked onto him, and with one wild move cost him that heaven tear job. In despair, that unhinged kid hooked him up with a too good to be true gig, room and board, $5 grand a month. Unable to resist the offer, the boy took his adorable tracked all the way to a massive castle gate. Straight out of a vintage movie. Nervous, he hugged his excited little brother, and wondered if Gannier was scamming them. When the butler looked stunned, the boy shrank back, figured they'd been duped. Then the butler said, since the second son referred you, come with me. The boy's jaw dropped. The butler led the boy, who looked exactly like the owner's ex, up to a door. He knocked. Wanted the owner to see this male version of his ex, but inside someone was in the mood. After the butler bowed and shut the door, the boy waited tense like for a death sentence. Adjusting his glasses, the butler said, since the second son sent you, I'll hire you. The boy lit up. Thanks, I can cook, clean, do laundry, anything. Next second he was stunned. He got sent to a creepy middle of nowhere dump. The butler said this was his post. Clear the house, pull weeds, that's it. Food and supplies arrive tomorrow. With the butler's eerie smile, the boy almost peed himself. But for that pay, for his brother's future. He braved it and pushed the wobbly door. Filthy inside but had the basics. He woke his groggy brother. Philly Pooh, we got a home. It's a shabby little shack, but it's ours. And $5 grand a month. Mom, Dad, hope you're watching. Oh my God, Gannier is an angel, right? 10 days later at dusk, he met a sour-faced man who changed his life. His scout cost him his fiancée. She married someone else. He even got lost riding in his own estate. Peak bad luck, pure humiliation. He turned and thought he saw his ex. Looked again, nope, a young guy. A dirty one at that. Who are you? I didn't know. We had a kid like you on the grounds. The boy mumbled, I'm Yuhan. Gannier-san. The man eyed him with disgust. Rang a bell. He looks way too much like my ex. What's Gannier playing at? Yuhan had no clue what he was thinking, and was dazzled by the handsome rider. Is this a movie set? I've never seen a horse up close. It's way bigger than I thought. He reached for the horse's butt. Before the man could react, the stallion, just as temperamental as its owner, let fly with both hind legs and punted Yuhan 10 meters. The man restrained the horse before it stumped him. He didn't comfort Yuhan, just looked cold and annoyed. So stupid. You start petting from the head, then the horse warms up to you. Yuhan groaned in pain while he got lectured. What can he do? The guy pays the bills. They locked eyes. Yuhan was stunned. Dude was insanely handsome, like a dark horse prince. Seeing the frown, Yuhan thought he was worried. He wobbled up through the pain. I'm fine. The man nodded, unimpressed, skinny but tough. Yuhan forced a smile. Honestly, I'm hurting like crazy. Are you lost, sir? I can radio the stuff. The man shot him a death glare. Yuhan trembled. How could I be lost? I was just taking a stroll. For the goodbye. Yuhan was about to duck out when the man's knife-sharp bark froze him. You stay. The prickly hot-headed man let his horse kick a sweet kid and didn't apologize, just blamed him. The boy tried to help. The man was circling, obviously lost, so he stepped in. Then the horse booted him sky high. Ma Weixiao heard it. He kept a polite smile and offered to radio help. The man gave him, I'm on my own property, how could I be lost? Look, the boy started to leave, but the man snapped him back. Grinding his teeth, he couldn't believe that grimy kid had seen him lost on his own land. What a joke. His pride smarted, so he spoke again, all arrogance. You have a radio. It works. The boy nodded, speechless. What a guy. Humiliated. The man swore to repay this tenfold someday. But for now, he let the boy lead. 都不怎么吹进来. Limping, the boy guided him to his rickety hut and cheerfully invited him in. The man's eyes blew wide. Was this even livable? The boy read the disgust and smiled. 都不怎么吹进来哦. It's better the wind hardly gets in. Still baffled by the boy's idea of the man tied up the horse, covered his nose, and stepped in. He spotted the child on the bed. So this young, innocent guy was a dad. Limping over, the boy apologized. My little brother is sleeping. 虚被是. Half that waking kids makes them noisy. The boy boiled water and offered hot tea in a paper cup, which the man immediately judged. seeing his face darker than a burnt pan. Well, the boy asked, "Should I make you coffee, sir?" The man was stunned. "How would you even have coffee here?" The boy gestured. "Maybe those stick things that sweeten it. You can control how sweet." The man couldn't even parse what he meant. He knew acting disgusted in someone's place was rude, but he couldn't help it. He waved, "Toss this and that." The prickly Duke had a thing for a scruffy boy judging him, yet thinking about him. He sneered at the shabby hut. Yet his mouth blurted concern. "Why are you limping? Where does it hurt?" "Did the horse kick you? You're favoring your left arm. If it hurts, go to the hospital now." The boy waved it off. "No need, it's not hospital level." Truth is, he feared the cost. He'd tough it out. Hospitals reminded him of Mom suffering 2 years there before she died, and Dad dying in an accident while working off that. His arm throbbed, but he didn't want to trouble anyone. He glanced at the cold haughty boss, who didn't look like he'd cover the bill. "My mistake, my tab." Suddenly the proud man barked from behind. "What are you doing? Don't tell me you were using that cup." It startled the boy washing the cup. "Sir, you didn't even use it. My supplies came without cups, and the next drop is in a week. These 2 paper cups are all I've got, so I can't toss them." The man recoiled. "You're unbelievably messy. I can't believe this." The boy didn't get mad. Guys like you don't live like us. That rattled the man, same face as his ex, but this life was so rough. He couldn't believe it. That pure smile almost made him explode. He whipped his head away. The boy, arm aching, radioed the main house to escort the ice-cold VIP out. Iceberg boss versus sunshine helper. Oddly, a match. Bossy. The boss's words were needles, but the boy kept smiling until the man left. Even that took effort. But his arm and leg hurt worse. As long as nothing's broken, it's fine. He'd take some meds, then fix the sign that got Mr. Iceberg lost. In the car, the boss told the butler, "Bring that kid some paper cups." The butler thought he misheard. "You mean Yuhan?" What did he just see? The boss actually nodded. What is happening? Well, he didn't delay. Headed out that night with cups. In this day and age, the kid has no phone and won't pick up the radio. I'm gonna read him the riot act. The butler reached the pitch black door. The silence was eerie. He heard a child sobbing inside. He burst in, spook. His flashlight caught a ghost face, and a little one in tears. Shaking with pain, the boy soothed his brother and tried to explain. Actually, the horse kinda kicked me. Feels like all 4 limbs are a bit sprained." The butler gaped, kicked by a horse. He looked off in front of the master. "I thought it was nerves." The boy, apologetic and pitiful, said, "If possible, could you drive me to the hospital? This estate is huge." Meanwhile, the culprit was sipping red wine, still thinking about the boy he cared about and couldn't stand. The rich as a nation, proud Duke, kept obsessing over a messy kid. It bothered him. Well, the boy looked like his but he felt nothing for the ex now. This boy drew me in and got under my skin. Is it because he reads a room and knows how to please me? What is it? While he puzzled it out, servants whispered. Who got carried out? They stammered. So the guy fixing the hut. He's in bad shape, needs the hospital. The butler called an ambulance. They took him. The Duke frowned and called the butler to check his injuries, and then ordered a car. He was going to the hospital. The staff was stunned. Was this our cold, ruthless Duke? The Duke told himself the guy's smiley, "I'm fine," was an eyesore. Felt like hit and run. He keeps saying he's fine. I want to see his face when they wheel him in and lecture him. On the bed, the boy saw the ice-cold Duke and bristled. Why is he here? The Duke shot him a look. Didn't you say you were fine? The boy chuckled. Hey, I slipped up. He dodged that icy stare. You didn't have to come. I'm really okay. The Duke frowned harder. You keep saying you're fine, trying to make me look bad. The boy bolted up, forgetting the pain. No, you've got me wrong. The cold, rich, drop-dead handsome Duke drove a servant to the hospital and brought the director to treat him. They ran every test, needed or not. The boy whimpered. How much is this gonna cost? My paycheck. Easy come, easy go. I really want to jump out of bed and say I'm fine, but the Duke's murderous glare keeps the boy frozen in place. After the examination, the boy is wheeled. A luxurious hospital room. The boy is totally stunned. Never imagined this even in his dreams. The next second he's fat and grabs the doctor's arm. I can't afford to stay in a place like so. Just wrap me up with some bandages. And that'll do. Just as the boy is at a loss, a voice comes from behind, seething with anger. Who said you have to pay? I'll cover your treatment, so stop acting so pathetic. Just stay put. The boy is a bit shocked. The boss is actually pretty nice. Before he can finish being moved, he hears the Duke speak again. Daisy kicking you was your fault. You provoked her. You should be apologizing to me. But you're still someone I employ, so no matter how stupid an employee you are, 我是 as your boss. Even so, the boy still feels uneasy. Even if the boss is rich, he wouldn't give all his employees rooms like this, right? The director personally comes to explain his condition. The boss keeps staring. The pressure is too much. It must hurt a lot. Why didn't you come to the hospital right away? Your leg is just a ligament strain. 2 fractures of your arm. Wrist ligament is also strained. Your leg will take a week or 2 to heal. Seriously. You can really tolerate pain. The Duke looks speechlessly at the photos in his hand. That frail little body. 够 great 了，一起made the paper. How does everything break so easily? A CEO takes a liking to a fragile little serf who gets multiple fractures from one horse. The Sungdeer CEO puts the little cutie in a luxury hospital room. The little cutie is stressed out. Money is flying everywhere. Can I not stay in the hospital, rest at home, and come back when it's time to remove the cast? The director says that's not impossible. Do you have something urgent to do? He has nothing urgent. You're not leaving until you're healed. The little servant. The boss is too much. How much is this gonna cost? I really don't need to stay. The CEO shoots him a glare. What do you want to do if you don't stay? Go back to your dirty little room. You smile and say you're fine, turning me into a hit and run criminal. And now you want to turn me into someone who feels a half-disabled patient. Back into a zone. Like some kind of scumbag. The little servant tries to defend himself. I'm not. If not, then stay here. The weak and helpless little servants. He really can't relax. The CEO's head is throbbing. I'm not forcing you to do something wrong. Please stop saying such pathetic things. Oh, the trembling little servant. I'm sorry. Please let me stay in a regular room. The CEO looks at the bewildered little servant. No matter where he stays, it's pocket change to him. Can't he just say thank you and accept it? Why does he have to be so anxious? Curled up on the bed like that. It's unbearable to watch. Guess I'll have to force it. He actually has the head butler the room and watch the little servant. Oh, this more. Shocks both the butler and the little servant. Where am I? Who am I? Staying in a luxury room was already stressful enough. Now add a stern butler. The little servant feels like he's about to die. He pitifully begs the CEO, please just let me be alone. The CEO acts like, turns, opens the door, slams it all in one motion, leaves the awkward scene. The little servant suddenly feels a burning sensation on the back of his head, like he's being stared at by a ghost. I'll be taking care of you. From now on, the little servant feels his life is so hard. The CEO is head over heels for a little servant. Dreams of the little servant day in. That dirty, charming smile. Just as he's troubled, he gets a guilty call from the butler. That little servant actually got the director's approval to be discharged for home. The CEO's head throbs with anger. This troublesome little servant, but sending a patient back to a room doesn't fit a CEO's image. So he has the butler bring him back to the mansion to recover. The CEO tells himself this isn't special treatment. It's just that his horse injured someone. He's letting him use a spare room in the mansion. But why is he so bothered by this? This isn't like him at all. So the moment the little servant gets out of the car, the CEO escapes on his private jet. When the CEO returns from his travels, the first thing he does is search around for something. Even the butler asks in confusion, Master, what are you looking for? The CEO, I'm back and I haven't seen a single person. All the servants lined up to welcome the master home. Only that dirty little servant is missing. The butler reports to him all the big and small matters of the house. Still no news of those two brothers. The CEO's eyes search everywhere. He thinks, did the butler send him to another mansion? I see him with my own eyes. Where is he now? What does he do? But the master is home. Everyone came out to see. Why isn't that guy showing up? That little body can't even work. Biter asked the butler. The CEO is lost in thought. When someone suddenly grabs his pet leg, the startled CEO reflexively kicks the person away. He turns to see a cute little dumpling, excitedly calling him mommy. The proud Duke is being chased by a little dumpling calling him mommy. The Duke is totally confused. Before he can get that little servant who's been in his dreams appears. The little servant rushes over in panic and picks up the little dumpling. Looks up to see that high and mighty Duke. He's finally back. This guy may be arrogant, bad-tempered, but he gives me a good salary, pay my hospital bills, and lets me keep my brother with me. I wanted to thank him when he got back. But right when everyone went out to welcome him, my brother disappeared. Searched everywhere for my brother. Missed welcoming the master, but never expected the kid. Just grabbed him once, and he kicked him away. The little servant worriedly comforts the little dumpling. Are you okay? Does it hurt anywhere? And right now the Duke has I'm not happy written all over his face. The kid already said he's fine. Why keep fussing? He got kicked by a horse and kept saying he was fine too. So no. That dirty distant guy appears in my dreams every night, even sweat. With no elegance at all that. My dear Duke, I can't even watch this anymore. The little servant has become an angel in your eyes, and you're still in denial. The little dumpling happily tells his brother, mommy. But the Duke hears. The little servant tells his brother, that's not mommy. That's a very scary man. You can't get close to him. The Duke thinks stands a lot. This little servant is really bold. I wasn't. It really wasn't meant as an insult to you, boss. I just don't want my brother to bother you. The Duke looks down at the brothers. Afraid of what? Did I say I blame you? I just want to ask you one question. The CEO is obsessed with a little servant. Every night in his dreams, he rides roller coasters with a little servant. During the day, his legs don't obey his brain. In a mansion as big as a palace, he keeps running into the little servant. The dirty little servant is a bit surprised. What brings you to a place like this? The CEO says arrogantly, is there a problem with taking a walk in my own home? The little servant doesn't buy it. Well, keep walking. I need to work. The little servant ignoring him. Goods. His concern turns into sarcasm again. Looking at the little servant's pitiful state, the CEO feels like he's acting like a child. His behavior is like a little boy who likes a girl. How did he develop feelings for this not handsome, the little servant? These clothes are unbearable to look at. Why are they so dirty and torn? Little servant says embarrassed. These clothes are what I wore when the horse kicked me. I forgot to mend them. The Sungdeer CEO immediately the little servant to buy new. The excuse is wearing torn clothes. Around my house bothers me. The little servant is flattered but still refuses, then just limps away. Leaving the CEO standing there alone, he goes back to feed his cute dumpling brother. The little servant eating dinner is suddenly surrounded by female servants. They excitedly ask, what he and the master talked about. Did the master come to you first? The little servant is startled. Of course he didn't come for me. Just bumped into each other while walking. He thinks I'm dirty. Told me not to wear rags. I said he'd take me to buy clothes. The female servants explode with excitement. It must be because of that. After all, they look exactly alike. The little servant is full of question marks. What are they talking about? The CEO has fallen for his own servant. Dreams every night of making rice cakes with the servant. During the day, he schemes to run into him. This makes the female servant burn with gossip. They surround the little servant whispering. The little servant is lost and trembling. What is going on? just because my clothes are a bit torn. The master hates me. One maid just says, you two look exactly alike. The next second the butler scolds them. What are you gossiping about? Get back to work. The maids scatter. The butler looks at the boy before him. He does look a lot like the master's ex, Miss Maria. He'd specifically arranged for him to be master, yet they still run into each other. Really something. Of course it's the CEO who's something. Look, the little servant is working. The CEO suddenly appears out of nowhere again, nearly scaring the soul out of the little servant. His hand slips, and the watering can soaks him. The poor little servant becomes a drown. The CEO watches that slender silhouette. What a tempting little devil. When dreams become reality, the CEO can't control himself anymore. He grabs the little servant's arm. I can't take it anymore. After an intense internal struggle, he finally lets go and calls the butler to pay the cost. The little servant's day is like riding a roller coaster, thrilling and terrifying. Did I do something wrong again? What can't you take? The CEO of course won't admit anything. He just stuffs him into the luxury car, looking at the anxious little servant. He takes out a blanket and drapes it over him. Stop trembling like that. Just cover yourself with a blanket. The little servant is scared to death. Where is the master taking me? So nervous and scared. Am I being sold? The CEO has fallen for his own servant. At night they meet in dreams to make rice cake. During the day they bump into each other. He even forces him into a luxury car and heads straight to a high-end branch. Orders custom-made clothes for the little servant. The staff's enthusiasm leaves the little servant bewildered. He asks the master in confusion. What's going on? Is this some kind of game? I really appreciate your kindness, boss. But this isn't a place for someone like me. The CEO completely ignores what the little servant choose from clothes that could his eyes. If he doesn't like any, they'll bring more. The little servant completely loses it. Why are you doing this to me? The CEO says those rags. I can't stand them anymore. The little servant thinks he's really fine, but the maid's a gossip. Makes it seem like there's really a problem. Since the master hates my clothes so much, I'll choose one. When he sees the price, the little servant is a pair of pants cost more than his monthly salary. The shocked little servant begs the CEO, can you just give me cash instead? I'll go buy something cheaper elsewhere. The CEO explodes when he hears this. He storms over to the little servant. When the little servant thinks he's definitely gonna get hit, the CEO raises his voice and points. Four, this one, and that one. Go try them on right now. The little servant tries to fight back. I can just go buy from the market. Then he hears, roar like a magnitude-eating earthquake. The little servant runs into the fitting room in a flash. The CEO's head is throbbing, but he hears the staff giggling behind him. Why are you laughing? Sorry. First time seeing you get so worked up. And your boyfriend is really cute. The CEO is about to explain, when suddenly a head pops out of the fitting room. Can you come help me? My hands aren't very mobile. The CEO actually personally helps the little servant dress, turning the little servant into a red apple. The CEO is curious about seeing such plain underwear for the first time. The CEO helping someone for the first time is clearly a bit clumsy. The little servant being helped for the first is clearly confused. Left foot trips over right foot and falls onto the CEO before the CEO can save her. This cheap soap sucks. The little servant bounces away apologizing profusely. The CEO doesn't get angry. He continues buttoning the little servant's shirt. Makes the CEO's heart race. The little servant suddenly looks up about to speak. The CEO actually expects the little servant to be as forward as in his, but instead, boss, the clothes here are too expensive. Can you just give me cash? I'll go buy some cheap clothes myself. The CEO is truly fed up. He turns to leave with one sentence. Try on the rest yourself and come out. I must be crazy to expect him to be like in my dreams. Just me. I'm really in danger. The little servant hears his heart pounding like drums. He also senses danger. Why is this happening? But the master is really handsome. Am I crazy? What am I thinking? But seriously, he's so handsome. The way he looks at me is different too. I'm buying such expensive clothes. The first time we met, I thought he was a movie star. Up close, I didn't dare look. His lips were crazy sexy. Maybe I really am losing. What's a little servant doing fantasizing about? I wanted to take a bite. Yeah, I was not. Why would he ever want someone like me? My mind was a full-on war zone. The door got hammered bang, so the boss's angry voice blasted in. Should I buy you back? But the entire dressing room too. The boss started catching for his own little servant. Awake or asleep, all he saw was the servant. He even waited on him while he changed. He bought him a mountain of new clothes. The overwhelmed servant tried to return them. The butler scolded him hard. The master bought those. Keep them safe. With this many clothes, even one a day won't finish them in a year. And I can't return or sell them. Wait, I've got a better idea. When the duke came home from schmoozing, the house felt different. The doorman, maids, and footmen were all in new clothes. Did the butler decide since it's summer to make everyone dress comfy? Then he saw the gardener in a very familiar shirt. He pointed and asked, where did that shirt come from? I'm very interested. Mind telling me? Turns out the bold little servant was selling them at $50 a piece to staff around the estate. He thought moving one or two would be great. Then he couldn't stop staring at that stack of cash. He felt guilty. I can't sell anymore. This will blow up. The boss almost blew a gasket. I paid a fortune and he's flipping them for 50. Wait till I say When he spotted the usually prim butler wearing a pair he'd bought too, he was stunned. Brain totally short-circuited. One dares to sell, another dares to buy and wear it. He barely held back a meltdown. I need some time alone. No one bothers me till tomorrow. If I keep watching, someone's gonna die early. The iced-out boss finally cooled down and decided to nap. He felt someone tuck a blanket over him and opened his eyes to see the servant in a maid outfit kneeling neatly in front of him. Sir, want a glass of red with me? The cute servant showed up as a pretty maid and invited the boss for a drink. The boss was stunned. Why did she share a gift? I said I'm alone today. I heard. But you don't really want to be alone. Look how I'm dressed. I thought you'd go easy on me. Start with a drink. He snapped right back, all attitude. He splashed the wine all over the servant. The servant yelled, my new clothes are soaked. Then the servant grabbed the whole bottle and put it all over himself. Sir, come taste this delicious red with me. The boss thought either he'd lost it or the servant had. Even in a dream, this is too much. Just a nightmare. Wake up already. Oh my god. The boss has lost it. He's really lost. Oh my god. Ugh, more chapters I can't bear to watch. Not long after. High society gossip exploded. People said the Duke was bankrolling a young man and treating him like a stand-in, paying him to date. Luxury boutiques even backed it up. The spot beside this golden bachelor had socialites lining up for it. Yet a lowly servant beat them to it. Everyone waited for the grand summer welcome party, hoping to catch the handsome Duke's eye. While the Duke was swamped, the butler handed him the staffing chart. He grumbled. Then remembered he had to deal with the servant. This party was a big deal. Better hide him away. On a stormy, lonely night, the Duke finally stopped dreaming. He made it real, bringing that dream feeling. He's the diamond bachelor. Everyone fights. It's the bag. Yet day and night, he saw the grumpy little servant. Even during the big summer gala, he ditched a room full of guests to sneak off and see him. Meanwhile, the butler had sent the servant to some remote hill, totally bummed. He'd prepped since morning and hadn't seen a soul. All that wine, what a waste. A gorgeous firework blasted overhead. He forgot the untouched drinks. Lost in the sky full of fireworks. Then he heard and saw a tall figure walking through the glow. Why would Sir come here? The Duke looked at the nervous servant. Not like in my dreams. In dreams he's cuter, prettier, and wild. Now he looks poor and pitiful. The Duke's stare made him squirm. So what's wrong? Is something up? The Duke, all pride, said nothing's up. Just came to see if anyone shows at this shabby shack. But the servant got distracted by floating lanterns lighting the sky. The Duke's gaze wouldn't leave the servant. After the veal, he started making the Duke a drink. A sky opened up with a downpour. They ran inside clothes, clinging to skin. The Duke shaved his jacket, showing off that body under the wet shirt on a wild, stormy night with a pretty companion. Perfect time to start a story about the Duke and his runaway servant. Who said the Duke only dreams? Tonight we're getting a rainy night show. The Duke talks tough but acts sweet, sneaking off to see him. He's smitten, yet still snipes that he's shabby and can't stay away. Then, the weather helped. Dumping rain, no leaving now. The servant was mesmerized by the Duke. He got on even hotter. Stop staring or this goes south. He put the drink for Sir. The Duke wanted to. Who drinks alone? The servant said he's on duty and can't drink. The Duke got mad again. I asked you to share a drink and you refuse. Make your glass too now. But why is he smiling like that? The servant almost exploded. He's even hotter when he smiles. Under that killer smile. The servant mixed his first ever drink. He handed it over thrilled. A sweet martini. So a kitty palate. Yeah, not his thing. Bold move. Offering a sweet cocktail to the Duke took it, unwillingly. Where's yours? Hurry up. We got a toast. The servant held his glass, shuffling over shyly. The Duke scooped him into his arms. Finally, someone to drink with. Toast first. His heart was a storm. Other folk charged for it. With you, it's life or death. Tonight, sir, is nothing like usual. Hot and gentle. Even smiling at me. Am I drunk? Something's off. Is he wasted? He felt her so good. Even the shack seemed cozy. Then the servant handed him a sobering cocktail. He leaned in and murmured, what else can you do? Sex on the beach, he said, all shy. I said, 小李白的手. 这是the Duke truly lost control. What to do with a servant? The boss's rule is simple. Fight till you obey. Kiss till you obey. And more till you obey. They were mid-romantic toast. Glasses up on the mood. The mood was perfect. Seconds from the last push. A gust knocked the bottles over. The servant ran out into the rain. The boss's head throbbed with rage. He yelled, but the kid wouldn't come back. The servant cried. So much good wine. How could I leave it there and go inside? Stubborn little servant. The boss braved the storm, got through wind and rain, and dragged him back himself. What if you catch a cold? Who fills your spot then? Drop it. Inside now. He hauled him into the house. The fragile kid almost tripped on a bottle. The boss grabbed him by the waist. They locked eyes warm over the storm. They heard each other's thunderous heartbeat. What are we waiting for? After a long kiss, the servant finally came back to earth. He rushed to apologize. Before he could say more, his lips were sealed again. He struggled. No escape. He finally called out the real, not dream servant. How could he let go? His first deep kiss. The servant nearly fainted. He wanted to die of embarrassment. And wow, Sir's skills. One look up at the boss's intense stare almost killed him. Make him mad with that technique. The boss pulled him up and marched him into the hut. He pinned him to the wall furious. Then came a fool on wall ping. And then, yeah, you know. The boss finally left the dream and tasted reality. Rain kisses weren't enough. Disobedience deserves punishment. The servant whimpered. Sir, you're scary. He wanted to bury his head in the floor. No matter how the boss coaxed, he wouldn't look up. A disobedient servant should be devoured. The boss didn't hold back at all. The servant was terrified. Tonight, he's doomed. The boss was completely dazed by him. The servant was stunned by the boss. Is that a baseball bat? Sorry, what did you put in that drink? I didn't put anything in. The boss was deep. This messy, goofy look. Why do I keep dreaming of him? He's nothing like Malia. No perfumed lip gloss, yet somehow sweeter. What's happening to me? He gave the servant a thorough lesson, and when he went for round 2, the kid had passed out. Next day the servant was carried down the mountain by the boss. The butler's eyes nearly popped. What once in a lifetime shocker is this? The master actually brought a servant back in his arms. The manor went into chaos. Their master like this felt alien to everyone. The duke had never looked this wrecked. The butler couldn't help it. Sir, are you taking him to the second floor? The boss just said. Get the family doctor. Then he carried his servant straight to his room, seeing the servant in bed breathing unevenly. The boss felt truly insane. But still, he wanted to. He groaned. You heartless chap. You made me see a shrink. You little servant, acting like nothing happened. So it's over by morning. Don't you dare ditch me. His gaze froze the servant. Sir, you're terrifying. I gave him everything. Yet he's still so cold. I really am nothing. It hurts. The boss swore he wasn't some kid. The last night was a moment of impulse. He wouldn't repeat it. Whatever happened must be forgot. Then why does it ache? The servant not caring should be perfect. No tears, no drama, no demands. No take responsibility. He asked for nothing. The boss felt crazy. What am I thinking? Meanwhile, the servant told the doctor he was fine. The boss ordered, keep an eye on him. He must rest. Then he stormed off. That kid won't even look at me. What a heartless jerk. He almost shattered the door. The servant was depressed. Does sir hate me now? I know. But it still hurts. Someone like me could never be Charles. He convinced himself he's normal and tried to cheer up and go see that jerk. But the bed was empty. The boss ground his teeth. That disobedient brat left, albushed. Where did he go? I need to find him. He searched everywhere, but couldn't find the servant. In the garden, he ran into a chubby kid calling him Mom. What's that kid doing? The boss shouted. Stop! He didn't find the servant, but found the little son. The one who said, Mommy.
The little guy.
Meanwhile, the servant was looking everywhere for his kid. His back ached and legs were jelly. He couldn't walk fast. Why is little bro with that long-legged guy? And that constipated look on the boss. Maybe he really doesn't want to see me. He pretended nothing was wrong and called his brother to eat. The prickly boss got mad again. It's late. Why are you eating now? You made the kid so hungry. He's grabbing random stuff to eat. The servant thanked him fast. Thanks for watching the kid. We'll go. But the boss wouldn't let them. He called after the two. Where are you going? The servant's head was a mess.